This episode is brought to you by Fortis Mentis Psychiatry, where Black and Brown girls can find individual therapy, mindfulness and meditation coaching, medication management, and case management. To learn more, go to fortismentispsychiatry.com/safe place. Hey girl, welcome back to a safe place for brown girls, the space where we talk about mental health, healing, and everything in between, without judgment and without shame. I'm your host, Dr. Kathleen Estimé, a psychiatric nurse practitioner, a mom, a wife, and a woman who's been through some things and still doing the work. Today, we're talking about something deeply personal to me, creating emotionally safe relationships. This isn't just theory. This is lived experience, because there was a time when I didn't even know what emotionally safe looked like. I want to talk about what that did to me, what it took to start healing, and what it looks like now as I continue to rebuild with myself, with my children, with the man I chose to love. Let's get into it. Let me take you back. Years ago, I was in a relationship that was both emotionally and physically abusive. And when you're in it, sometimes you don't even realize how deep the damage goes until you start to feel like you're disappearing. I remember waking up each day with knots in my stomach, not just fearing of physical harm, but walking on emotional eggshells, being constantly invalidated, criticized, gaslit, shamed. I doubted myself. I questioned my worth. I started to believe that I was the problem. And that didn't just stay at home. It followed me into my work, where I second-guessed decisions and I felt small in meetings. It followed me into my friendships, where I pulled back, too embarrassed to share what I was going through. It followed me into my parenting. And this is the part that still stings, because when you're barely surviving, it's hard to show up for your kids the way they deserve. That's a truth I had to face in therapy. The truth is, I lost my emotional safety, and it changed how I saw everything, including myself. Therapy became my lifeline. I had to learn that I deserve more, not just better from others, but better from me. That's when the healing started. And let me say this clearly, healing doesn't happen in isolation, but it has to start internally. Emotional safety isn't just about having someone else treat you right. It's about learning to treat yourself right, so you stop accepting less. I eventually left that relationship. It wasn't easy, but it was necessary. And later, something beautiful happened. I met Randall. He's my husband now. And y'all, he's amazing, but not because he fixed me. He just met me where I was. And together we built something safe, something soft, something special, something healthy. We talk through things. We own our triggers. We check in emotionally, not just to vent, but to connect. That's what emotional safety looks like. And with my kids, I'm still working on it. I'm still learning to show up differently. I've apologized. I've taken accountability. And I've had to accept that some of that healing will take time, but it's worth it. Let me share this real quick. Emotional safety means feeling safe to express how you feel without fear of punishment or ridicule. Knowing your emotions are valid, even when you're messy. Trusting that conflict doesn't mean chaos or rejection. Being seen, heard, and respected. And girl, here's the hard truth. If you weren't raised in an emotionally safe environment, it can feel foreign, but it doesn't make it wrong. That makes it work. According to the American Psychological Association, 1 in 4 women in the U.S. have experienced severe intimate partner violence. Many of those experiences begin with emotional abuse, not physical. Women in emotionally abusive relationships are more likely to experience depression, anxiety, and low self-worth, which can spill over into parenting and workplace performance. Black women specifically are less likely to seek help due to cultural stigma and fear of being labeled angry or unstable. That's why conversations like this matter. So I want to leave you with this. Where in your life do you feel safe? Where don't you? What would it look like to create emotional safety for yourself, even in small ways? Because once you've felt it, you won't settle for anything less. Here are a couple of things I want you to do to create emotionally safe relationships. Speak life into your own life. Never speak negatively about yourself. Always use positive affirmations. Love, random acts of kindness makes you feel better about yourself. Also, know your worth. Don't accept anything less than what you're worth. Setting healthy boundaries looks like knowing what you will and will not accept, and never accept less than what you're willing to accept. Never compromise. Thank you for spending time with me today. If this spoke to you, share with one of your girls. Leave a review. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram at Fortis Mentis Psychiatry. But most importantly, be kind to yourself today. Until next time, this is your safe place, and you're always welcome here. This episode was brought to you by Fortis Mentis Psychiatry, where Black and brown girls can find individual therapy, mindfulness and meditation coaching, medication management, and case management. To learn more, go to fortismentispsychiatry.com/safe place.